All right, everyone. Welcome to the Welterweight Podcast. As you can see, my guys are not with me today, and that's because this is a special press conference episode that I am going to do. This is the first official press conference for Ring City Boxing, Ring City, USA. Right now, because of all the limitations we have in the world and also in sports, clearly, in boxing, we aren't allowed to do what is normally done the week of a fight. The week of a fight, you have an opening workout for the media. You have the press conference, of course, which I think everyone has grown to look forward to, actually, the week of a fight, I think including the fighters themselves. And so what I've done is taken it upon myself to introduce the first virtual press conference for Ring City, USA. Let me catch everyone up real quick on who Ring City USA is and what they want to do with the sport of boxing. Ring City USA is a new boxing promotional company located in California. And what they want to do with the sport of boxing is, I think, essentially what every promotional company wants to do, and that's put on exciting 50-50 fights. Basically get rid of that infamous A-side term that's thrown around in boxing so often. Oftentimes you hear a guy arguing even that I'm the A-side fighter. No, you're the B-side fighter. And what Ring City Boxing wants to do is make it so that you really don't know who the A-side and who the B-side are. Last year, Ring City introduced themselves on the NBC platform, NBCSN, with 3 fights last year. And off of those 3 fights, I believe at least half of those fights were 50-50 fights. And not all of those fights went to the quote unquote A-side fighter. And so moving forward this year, they're right back at it again this March. And they're about to kick it off down in Puerto Rico. And the first fight that they have down there in Puerto Rico, I have the main event fighters right here for you guys right now, and I'm going to bring them on. Welcome into the screen, your 2018 Contender Series winner, 22-3 with 14 KOs, representing Watts, California. Welcome to the Welterweight Podcast, Brandon "The Cannon" Adams. Brandon, I don't know what button is my applause, so I'm not even gonna push every button and mess it up. I'm not gonna do that right now. So, but I'll be ready for whoever it is next time. So I meant to get that together a couple of days ago. His opponent, 18-0. Check this out, 18 KOs. Come on now, from the Ukraine, residing here in California. Welcome to the screen, El Flaco, Serhii Bohachuk. Serhii, I wish I had some claps for you, man. I do not. I'm sorry. I wish I did, but I don't. Serhii, man, let's go here first. El Flaco. It's not a tough ring name. It's not a typical ring name. How did you get that ring name, and why did you stick with it?
Эль Флако, это, знаешь, такое не сильно крутое имя. Он такой, знаешь, худенький, да? Как ты это имя получил?
Я по-английски могу сказать. Okay. When I am starting professional boxing, I start 147 pounds. Same reach now, same higher now. 147, I'm very skinny before because Flaco.
Yeah. And you just decided to stick with it. You didn't say, I know I'm skinny, but I can find something tougher. You just decided to stick with El Flaco.
И ты решил это имя не менять после того, как ты в весе набрал?
No. that doesn't matter what name. What boxing. I show good boxing. I show hard boxing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what name. Flaco, skinny. It's okay.
Why Spanish? Why'd you do it? Why El Flaco? Why
Spanish?
Yeah.
My first coach, Abel Sanchez.
Yeah, Abel.
I started profi career. Abel Sanchez say, "Oh, Flaco, skinny, El Flaco, okay, El Flaco, let's go."
Hey, listen, man. When Abel Sanchez gives you a name, you stick with it. That's all you had to say. Abel Sanchez gave me that name, and you're up against the cannon. Brandon, let's. What about your name, man? How'd you get the cannon? I didn't give it to you.
I actually I got it from the video game Fight Night Champions. It all started from the PlayStation 2 era. I used to always create my character, and every time I created my character, I was always trying to find a name that kind of like went with my name.
Yeah.
So there was like always Brandon Bam Bam Adams. I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that. So then literally one time I was playing the game and I was creating my character, and I was actually looking at the clothes. I was looking at the trunks and the robe, and I seen one that had a cannon on it and it had a fist blowing out. And I was like, Brandon, and everything else just went, the cannon. Yeah. So it just went. So
was that before you were fighting?
Yeah, it was before I was fighting. I was young, man. And I did that. After I created that character on Fight Night, I actually went and I created that on every fighting video game. Then like the UFC game came out, I was the cannon. And every game, I said, if I was fighting, my name was the cannon. So it was super cool.
I ain't mad at you. Listen, to kick this off beyond the nicknames, what I like to do as a fighter, I always like to do what I call a heat check. Basically, a heat check in basketball that, you make a couple of shots and, now you're shooting because you're on. You're shooting because you're on. And they call that a heat check. So for me, you flip it in boxing. And for me, a heat check is how ready am I for this fight? Now, with this being the week of the fight, I'll go to you, Brandon, since we're still here with you. How ready are you for Serhii Bohachuk? How ready are you for this moment down here in Puerto Rico?
I felt like I was ready for this fight since the first time, December 3rd. It didn't happen, unfortunately. But, I've prepared myself mentally. The fight is always within for me, especially for me. The fight's always been within. And every day that goes by, man, I feel like I'm learning to tame that inner, that fight off the demons and tame that inner beast. And I'm able to control myself a lot more. And I feel and believe, this point in my life, I have a lot more self-control than anything else. So, I feel I'm willing and ready to get in the ring and fight anybody. And this time around, it will be Serhii Bohachuk.
Serhii, how you feeling, baby? Let's do a heat check. It's fight week. You excited? You nervous? What's going on the inside, man? Let me know.
I feel good now. I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling fresh because I got the coronavirus before last fight. I have coronavirus. After I'm rest, maybe a couple of weeks I'm rest. I'm recovery. Now I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling hungry. I wanna this fight. I'm now hard training. I wanna working. I wanna win this fight. I'm now hard working.
Let me say on behalf of boxing, on behalf of course, Brandon Adams and everybody, that we're glad that you were able to make it through this virus and still be here and even, be able to fight. With that being said, how much of a setback was this coronavirus for you?
Насколько для тебя коронавирус отбросил тебя назад?
Переведи просто, это здесь сложно, переведи, просто скажи. Для меня, поначалу я очень сильно расстроился перед этим боем. Потом я все обдумал, восстановился и сделал правильные выводы. И сейчас я считаю, что не делается к лучшему, и этот перерыв пошел мне на пользу только.
At the beginning, I was really, really upset. And I was extremely upset. But then I thought about this. I gathered my thoughts together. I've rested, and I realized that everything that hasn't been done, it's all for the best. And it's all, everything that's happening, it's all for the best. So now I'm ready.
I'm glad you made it through it. And I know from being on the telecast that you were actually sitting there just watching Brandon Adams do work that night, and you were supposed to be in the ring with him, and instead it was Sonny Duverson in the ring with him with Brandon the Cannon Adams. Brandon takes Sonny Duverson out in a matter of 2 rounds, I believe it was. When you saw that, what were you thinking?
Когда ты видел, что Брэндон нокаутировал Дуверсона в 2 раундах, когда ты это увидел, что ты думал?
I know these results. Brandon don't have hard opponent. This not hard opponent. This guy easy opponent for Brandon. I know this result. I know. I thinking this maybe 2-3 rounds maximum.
You were
not news for me.
You were already thinking that fight was only going to go 2 or 3 rounds.
Yes.
There's no secret. I'm a friend of Brandon Adams. I was worried because I had seen what Sonny Duverson had did in 2 previous fights, I think in the last like month or 2 before he fought Brandon Adams. But it sounds to me like you knew that Sonny Duverson is not Serhii Bohachuk, and he does not have what I have, and he can't beat Brandon the Cannon Adams. Is that what you were thinking the night of the fight, even before it happened?
Имеется в виду, что ты знал, что Дуверсон, он не настолько силен, насколько ты силен, он не смог сделать то, что ты мог бы сделать, поэтому ты просто сравниваешь именно с собой, не так ли?
Yes.
I like it, man. Yo, that's a real fighter right there. I like that. I dig that. I dig that a lot. So Brandon, here's the thing. Okay. It is what it is. You got a guy in Serhii Bohachuk who is he's confident. He's looking at your last fight and saying, "Oh, that was supposed to happen." But guess what? I'm 18-0 and I have 18 KOs. What goes on in your head when you see 18-0, 18 KOs from the Ukraine?
For me, when I think of his record, I mean, it's very impressive. It's extremely impressive. But for me, like I said, man, it's more so of me fighting my inner demons, man, my inner battles. When if I was so worried about records, I wouldn't have taken the fight when I fought Jamal Charlo. I wouldn't have taken the fight in his backyard. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely different for me to be getting called out. I've never gotten called out before, like, yo, these guys are looking to fight you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, me, like that was different. Mm-hmm. That was interesting for me. And now, for us to be living through it, watching it play out, I'm super excited. I'm extremely excited for us to go to Puerto Rico and fight. And no, he wasn't Duverson, but that was the guy that I was focused upon fighting. Yeah. Duverson just so happened to be the guy to fill in that fight. Mm. And I'm very much looking forward to the fight.
Hold up. Did you just maybe I saw something different in my head, but it sounds to me like you said no, he wasn't Duverson, but what I did to Duverson, I had intended to do to you. I mean, it's no secret. We all want a knockout. If it was up to us, every fight would last 30 seconds. But it sounded like, maybe I'm just tripping, but it sounded like you said, yo, you weren't in the ring that night, but if it was you, that was what was going to happen to you. Are you telling Serhii right now that, yo, keep your hands up because that's going to be you on the night of the fight in Puerto Rico?
So look, since we're on a topic, clear it up. It definitely could be him. It could most definitely be him. Me saying that, me getting this across, like, yo, I trained to fight Serhii, and then Duverson was the replacement within the weekend. Mm-hmm. It was the weekend that changed everything. The weekend changed, that's when we found out that everything changed. But I was dialed in, I was focused, and I was locked in to fight Serhii. The name changed, but for me, the way how I was feeling, the way how I'm feeling today, if this keeps translating to all of my tomorrows, there won't be any changes. Mm-hmm. There won't be any changes. I'm completely focused. I'm dialed in, and I'm looking forward to the fight March 4th.
Serhii, I read a quote in an interview that you did quoting Abel Sanchez, your first coach out over here in the United States, him telling you not to go for the knockout. If it happens, let it happen, but don't go for it. In your fights, there's been 18 and there's been 18 KOs. I don't know exactly when in each of those fights those KOs came, but do you think you get to a point where you're looking for a knockout, or do you just box and if the knockout comes, it comes?
No, I don't want to win knockouts. I'm boxing. I make my job. I'm working 10 rounds. It's okay. 10 rounds, 12 rounds, 12 rounds. It's okay. Knockout. It's okay. I don't want just knockout. No, this is crazy. I'm working. I make it my job.
I know from where you're from, excuse me, Serhii, over there you got Vasily Lomachenko, you've got Alexander Usyk. Those are the two biggest names from the Ukraine right now. Do you consider yourself to be a fighter like those kind of guys? Have you trained with those guys? Have you guys develop the same type of boxing skills? Do you go in the ring with that type of boxing mentality, or is it something completely different? And I am Serhii Bohachuk, and this is what I do.
Ukrainian have too much good professional boxers. Lomachenko, Usyk, too much professional boxing. I'm different. I'm Serhii Bohachuk. Same mentality, yes, same mentality. Not same style boxing. I have different style boxing. I have my style boxing. I'm Serhii Bohachuk.
Your style, when you take a look at this fight with Brandon the Cannon Adams, and you consider your style in this fight, do you think a fight with Brandon Adams your style is better for him, or do you think his style is a style that is hard for you?
Yes, Brandon Adams not easy boxer. Brandon Adams, good boxers. I teaching this boxer. I'm watch too much fight. This boxers, this good boxer. This good boxers for me. This not easy fight for me. This guy, I good know this guy. I'm watching too much fights. This guy, this good opponent for me.
Have you watched video of Brandon?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And then what about you, Brandon? When you take a look at this fight and you size it up, are you saying, oh, Serhei's perfect for me, I'm gonna be able to do this and I'm gonna be able to do that? Or you thinking the opposite? As long as I do this or that, I'm gonna beat him, but this is a tough fight for me because he's good at XYZ.
For me, first and foremost, man, I respect all fighters that get in the ring. And me fighting Serhii, I definitely respect him. The fight that I'm expecting, man, is for me to bring my absolute best. I'm expecting for him to bring his best. I want him to bring his best. I hope that, he was able to recover and be completely well for when me and him fight. We go out there and put on a grand performance. I believe that I have everything that I need to go into this fight and to pull a victory. I believe I know he's strong. I know he's taller than me. It's a lot of things that I know that he has different from myself, but I accepted the challenge long ago.
Yeah.
I've accepted the challenge long ago, man. And I've always been the kind of guy, to go out there and not only to prove to the world, but always to prove to himself, what I was capable of doing. So I'm, like I said, I keep repeating it, man, but I don't mean to, but I'm looking forward to this fight because I know what he means to boxing at this point. Him being 18-0 with 18 knockouts, that's something to talk about because not too many fighters are doing it. And he's done it on TV. And it's good. It's extremely, it's important to me.
Yeah.
I'm going back down to 54 and I'm fighting at 54 and I want to reign 54. So it's going to be times where I have to fight these kind of fights. So I'm very much looking forward to this fight right here.
I'm glad you said that, man, because if the boxing world doesn't know, Brandon Adams, a winner of the 2018 Contender Series, you beat some guys in that series, man. That was a loaded contender series right there, man. You had a lot of guys who could be a serious, like it's called the contender. Like all you guys could be serious contenders in the world, and you came out on top. Where honestly, me and again being your friend, like I looked at it and I looked at the lineup, and again a lot of friends in there too. I'm like I was at the point where I was like I really don't care who wins because it's gonna be cool for me either way. But then at the same time, I could not figure out exactly who would come out on top, and then seeing you make your way through it and everything, and you go on and win the contender series. You've already been in the ring with Jamal Charlo. Beating 18-0 Serhii Bohachuk. What would you consider to be next for you?
The sky's the limit, man. Ain't no telling. Honestly, man, I haven't looked that far ahead. I mean, I'm going to go back. I'm going to talk to my team after it's done, after it's said and done. But I've learned to kind of focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that at first. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to do everything. But right now I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, focus upon one thing. And right now, the thing that I'm focused on the most is March 4th. So I haven't looked past the man that I'm going to be sharing the ring with. And I just want to bring all of that focus into the ring that night.
I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to leave you alone on this one. I'm going to just leave you alone. I was like talking to myself, like, don't do it. Serhii, 18-0. Getting in the ring with a very established fighter here in the United States. Established fighter, I think, in not directly in the super welterweight division, but in boxing at 160 and now at 154, he's done quite a bit, and he's been in the ring with some pretty notable guys. You beat this 22-3 Brandon the Cadam Adams, and there's no secret, every fighter wants a championship title. What are you looking at after beating Brandon Adams in Puerto Rico?
Now I'm concentration 100% Brandon Adams. I concentration Puerto Rico March 4. Now I'm 100% concentration this fight. After I think who next. Now this fight, just this fight.
You guys aren't into future planning, huh? You guys aren't in the future planning. This is ridiculous. No, there's no big name out there, Serhii, that you're like, hey, if I had a chance, I would try to give it to that guy. No big names out there.
I don't have big name. Who have title? Let's go to fight. I don't have just one or two. Who have title? Let's go to fight.
Yeah, and
I have title. Doesn't matter who.
It doesn't matter who. You want a title. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I dig it, man. Listen, to both of you guys, I appreciate your time. You know what? Let me ask one more. Serhii, how do you beat Brandon Adams on Thursday night?
Как ты планируешь победить Адамса?
I don't need a game plan. I don't need, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. What I want to know.
This is secret. This is secret for Brandon Adams. This is secret for my fans.
Okay, well then, all right, then I'm gonna flip it for you then, because you're 6'1", right?
Ты 6'1" у тебя, да, рост? 6'1".
Yes.
6'1".
6'1", yes. 6'1".
I don't know your reach, but the thing I know about most guys who are 6'1" with the type of reach that you have, they aren't as straightforward thumpers the way that you are. You go right at your guys. And again, I know you're not going for the knockout, but I mean, it looks like you're building for a knockout every single fight. 18 fights in and 18 KOs. With Brandon being about 5'8", 5'9", are you gonna implement that same style against Brandon Adams? Are you gonna go right at Brandon Adams, or you got something a little different in mind?
This is, как сказать, это зависит от него.
Depends on him.
He's okay.
It depends on him. Yes. Adams, good ready. Okay. Decision. Not good ready. I'm sorry. Knockout.
Okay. I'm not mad at that, Brandon. Come on, man. So how do you beat Serhii Bohachuk? If you don't put it on yourself, if you were telling me like, yo, Shawn, in order to beat Serhii Bohachuk, like this, you got to do
There you go, Shawn. In order for you to be Serhii Bohachuk,
What I got to
we're
do?
gonna establish the jab.
Okay.
We're gonna establish the jab. Now he's gonna want to cut the ring off up on you, so you let him follow you in. As he's following you in, you give him a hug.
Okay.
You give him a hug. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you just give him a hug.
This is gonna be a lovely evening then, huh? It's gonna be a lovely evening. Listen, everyone, please tune into this fight. Not because I'm commentating, even though I am. Not because you're gonna see this big smile on the television, but tune in, NBCSN. You're gonna see two hard hitters get in the ring and duke it out the way you love to. Ring City Boxing Ring City USA is all about great competitive boxing, not good competitive boxing, great competitive boxing. And that's exactly what you'll see from these two guys March 4th on NBCSN. It's in Puerto Rico, so check your local listings because I can't tell you what time it's coming on. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. And please do not miss this fight. Good luck, fellas.
Thursday is not just fight night. It's fight tough night. Fight for your family. Fight for your country. Fight for your future. Welcome to Thursday night. Welcome to Ring City USA.